friends, welcome back to my Ultimate Decades Challenge. We are on episode 4. Things are just flying by, and we also have a little bit of a miscarriage glitch happening again. This keeps happening to me where it says she's having a miscarriage and then it just gets stuck for like literally ever, but her husband is perpetually in a state of panic. So I keep having to just like reset her and just kind of canceling out the miscarriage. I've updated the mods, so I don't know if it's just not updated properly yet or what's going on, but thankfully we actually do end up going into labor really close afterwards, and she's technically still got like the miscarriage like moodlets, but we're ignoring them and we're just diving straight into the baby. I cannot wait. I don't know about you guys, but 3 babies is just not quite enough for me right now. I'm feeling a couple more, hopefully. I mean, I'm anticipating on having a lot of kiddos, especially in this generation, because so many of them die. So we're cranking them out as fast as we can. All right, it's a girl. So I got this name from a viewer. Thank you so much for the comment suggesting this name. I can't quite figure out how to pronounce it properly, so we're just gonna call her Elfie, which I think is actually really cute anyway. So we have a cute little girl named Elfie, and she is adding to the family. She survives her birth, as does her mama. Although Briar, I can't say is doing particularly well. She is chronically ill at this point, so thanks to the chronic, it's not necessarily a chronic illness mod, but it's the historical illnesses mod. Some of the diseases can take a chronic course if you don't deal with them soon enough, and of course we don't, because we don't really have necessarily like a doctor in town yet. We don't have that kind of sorted out at the moment, so she's not really getting proper health care, unfortunately, which means it's just up to her body to move past it. However, it's very obvious that Briar is not able to move past it. She's still working on all of her chores, but her energy, bladder, and hygiene are constantly tanking. There's nothing really that I can do about it, and so she'll really get through like a single chore and then immediately pass out. It's actually really tragic. I feel so bad. I mean, having 4 kiddos all under the age of toddlerhood is also making me lose my mind a little bit, because she can never sleep for long enough periods of time. We've moved the baby into the parents' bedroom, so it's not constantly waking up the toddlers, because we've got 3 toddlers now, and oh my god, I would much rather the parents be awake. We've also got little Melba, who comes to say hi to her siblings every so often. Hello, Melba, I miss you. Melba was a cute child. Man, it's hard to lose all these kids, I gotta say. Like, you actually do get a little attached to them. We have the whole family eating some food together. We're having some Yorkshire puddings, I believe. And of course, everyone here is, eating except for Briar, who is passed out. We also end up with like a ton of things in the inventory. 1308 comes around, and with it the house is in utter disarray. Briar is still really struggling. It's very apparent that she's probably never going to get over this illness, and it's either going to plague her the rest of her life or it's going to take her life. I'm not sure exactly what direction it's heading, because this is really the first time I've played with this mod. So it's a little bit up in the air. We're trying to get a grip on the laundry, so I actually ended up buying a second like laundry drying rack, but it's still a struggle. The kids are super cute and really excited about their new little sister. Briar passes out in the front garden trying to take care of some of the crocuses so we can sell some of the crocuses. We actually do have a little bit of money right now, which is really fantastic. It's not quite enough that we can actually get another bedroom or a nursery. A nursery would be great. I don't think we can afford it right now. Unfortunately, with the state that Briar is in, and also Elfie is the worst baby I have ever had in the Sims 4 universe, ever. Like, I cannot keep this baby happy. Her parents take care of her and then she immediately starts crying again, and I can't figure out what the issue is. It's awful. So the combination of Elfie being a bit of a nightmare and Briar being perpetually chronically ill leads me to the conclusion that I think we're done having babies. This makes me pretty sad. I was hoping we would have a few more just because of the mortality rate situation, but unfortunately I just don't think it's in the cards for us. I think a pregnancy would be really hard on Briar, and I honestly don't think she would be able to survive another one. So unfortunately that's just kind of the state that we're in. Adric is having to do a lot more of the laundry and stuff around the house while his wife is passing out all over the place. He doesn't really like chores. He doesn't like gardening. He doesn't like repairing things. I don't think he likes cleaning either, because he never picks up after himself, and I have to constantly tell him to pick after himself. Oh my god, I'm so ready for John to age up into a child, and oh, the children are starving. Okay, well, we gotta pick up some of this stuff first. So we thankfully get the kiddos some food, and Briar still looks properly miserable, but the kids are so cute. Look at all of these little gingers. I can't believe how many little ginger babies we have. I was expecting a lot more to have black hair, but I guess that's just not in the cards for us. Aureliana is a big plant person so far, as far as I can tell. She spends a lot of time in the garden talking to the plants, which is super, super cute. Mama Briar ends up napping in the kiddos' bedroom, trying to get away from the baby because, oh, her needs are so bad. And even, oh my god, wait, are you dying? Who are you? Oh my god, you're sick? And yeah, so, okay, she's sick and she's dying in our yard. That's great. Okay. Well, thankfully the kids don't really notice that we have a random townie dying in our yard, and they end up playing in the pond quite often. This is really one of their only toys that they have available, because we just can't keep money in this house, and it's so hard. So thankfully, it is time to age up Elfie. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Although maybe I'm not, because she's terrible. We'll give her the fussy trait. I normally wouldn't do this. I would normally do a completely random trait, but she was such a bad baby that I know we have to give her the fussy trait. Nothing else will satisfy her, which means she's going to be an even worse toddler, and I'm scared. I gotta admit, I'm very scared for what's gonna happen here. So here she is. I think Elfie is really cute and really adorable, and she looks a lot like her dad, which is actually kind of nice because I feel like a lot of the kiddos look like their mom. So we've got a little Adric in her, which is really sweet, and she's just she seems pretty happy. She seems like a pretty good kid. The house is a disaster. I don't think I've ever seen it look this worse. Briar is doing a little bit of cooking. I think she's gonna pass out while she has food on the stove, and thank God this isn't The Sims 2, because if this were The Sims 2 and she passed out while cooking, the whole house would be in flames. So it is time for John to age up into a child. Oh my god, finally. I'm so happy. Let's give him a random trait. This doesn't feel very historical, so I'm gonna redo that. All right, glutton. So he's a bit of a glutton. And let's give him maybe the creativity aspiration. Not like he'll actually, be able to do anything with that aspiration, but you know what? We can give it a go. We can give it a try. I'm gonna kind of keep the same haircut on him, mostly because I don't have a lot of custom content for boys yet, and we are still working on it. We are working on it. If you have any great alpha hair recommendations, send them my way, because I need them. 1309 arrives, and Winthrop decides to come out for a little haunt and take care of his family a bit. He actually does some cleaning, which is really, really cute. What a good ghost. I miss Winthrop. Winthrop was a good child. He really was. And the kiddos are all kind of smelly and a disaster. So listen, Elfie is supposed to die in about 3 days. But I decide to go ahead and start her fatal illness 3 days early, because I'm struggling that much. I don't know how you people can handle having 4 toddlers at once, but I am losing my mind. So is Briar. Briar is really struggling. Having 4 toddlers is just 4 too many at this point, and the kids are just running rogue throughout the house, destroying things. John is really the savior of the entire household. While his dad is at work and his mom is passing out in random places in the house, he is doing a lot of the cleaning. I also downloaded some mods that let children do repairing, do some gardening, do a bunch of like cleaning and other things. And that's really made my life significantly easier now that John is a child. Elfie finally starts to pass away. It's really tragic, but listen, I can't lie. I sort of don't mind. This child was a bit of a nightmare. I'm very sorry to who gave me her name, that she does not survive enough for us to really enjoy her adorable name. But this is just the way the cookie crumbles in the 1300s. So we add another gravestone to our little tiny cemetery in our yard because, again, we can't afford interment fees at the church yet because we are very, very poor. So we've got a lot of work to do around the house. Everyone is too uncomfortable to do most of it, which is very unfortunate. Meanwhile, John is really upset at the loss of Elfie. He's seen 3 siblings pass away at this point, and he is just working through it. He takes care of the chickens, he collects the eggs, he cleans out the coop, he does all of this stuff. But thank God, it is time for Ildibad to age up as well. And look at that, he gets the neat trait. Oh my God, he's gonna be a great kid. I just know it. These kids are actually turning out really wonderful despite not really having a lot of toys and things for their development at the moment. So I keep him in his cute little like half up hair, and I think he's really adorable. So let's go ahead, and here he is. I give him some cute little ginger little eyelashes too. I think he's adorable. I'm really happy with the way Ildibad aged up. We give him the mental trait, or the mental aspiration, and not that it's going to be done. Like, none of these kids are actually going to meet any of their aspirations, which is tragic, but like it is what it is. So Ildibad does a lot of gardening while John is trying to take care of some of the spills around the house that most of the toddlers are doing, except he cleans and then he also destroys the ground as well. These two are kind of like really good friends, but also kind of play fighting all the time. There's like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a bit of tension between these two that I haven't quite sorted out yet. So it's kind of interesting. The family does a little bit of card games, and after hearing about Elfie's death, the pastor does stop by. Mama Briar again is passed out in the kitchen. Thankfully, after she finished creating food for everyone, and that's right, it's another cake. Can you believe it? We've had so many birthdays this episode, and this time it's the parents. So both Adric and Briar will be aging up. They are about the age of 30 in our game, so they're aging up into regular adults now, as they're kind of past their young adulthood. Poor Briar looks so miserable as she's aging up. I feel really bad. Like, I was hoping this could be like a nice happy thing for them, but like in the 1300s, they're just getting closer and closer to death at this point, which is really quite tragic. The kids are playing in some mud puddles because that's really the only toy they have. I have this issue where a lot of my children's toys that I've downloaded are just broken. What exactly breaks them, I don't know. But at the very least, the kids have a lot of cake that they can enjoy, and since John is a glutton, I think he's very much enjoying the cake. He is unfortunately doing some chores out in the rain, and we send Adric out to the market to grab a few more pieces of produce because thankfully we actually have the gardening fixed. I realized the issue was I had an old version of Arnie's Farmland mod, and so I'll have to go re-download that if I want to keep using it. But unfortunately no one's happy about doing all of these chores in a proper thunderstorm, but it's okay. Like, we have to get work done, you know? That's the way it is in the 1300s. I also accidentally buy some oversized crops and I can't plant them, but It's fine. We'll just add it to the fridge. We can cook with it. It's no big deal. I think we can cook with oversized crops, right? And I totally forgot that Adric actually has like the whole freelance botanist aspiration. And so he's actually kind of like getting some aspiration points, which is really nice that he is able to do that. The pastor comes over, or the parson, I'm not really sure what he would be in this era. He's unfortunately sick, but he gives us a little gift, and he gives us this cute horse statue. And you know what? It looks historical enough, so I'm gonna leave it in the house. Like, how exciting was that? Oh, poor Briar. This is tragic. Listen, this episode was miserable for me to record. It was so bad. This house is a proper disaster, and like, it should have been easier now that we have 2 kiddos who are children and not toddlers, but it's still a nightmare. It's so bad. I mean, half the issue is Briar, because Briar is so hard to take care of. So we actually have one of our first little medieval holidays that we're going to celebrate, which is All Souls Day. And this is a day to kind of like honor the dead and deceased and their families. So we're going to be adding a couple like candle lighting ceremonies and stuff. So we can actually have our Sims attend a holiday ceremony. So we're going to do that. And then I want to do some festive lighting. So we're going to get some kind of like festive candle situation, maybe a menorah. I'm not really sure which one. And then according to the rules, also like lighting a bonfire is also important. So we are gonna do a few of those things. We can also light a single candle, which is really exciting. I didn't realize that was something we could add to the holidays. So we have a lot of different fire. And so we get some of these homemade candles and we put them in front of all of our gravestones. We add some flowers as well, just to kind of like respect the deceased in our family. They have a lot to mourn in this household. All Souls Day is kind of a big deal here. And so the kiddos are constantly waking up. They're scared of the monsters under the bed. It happens every night. When I tell you no one sleeps in this house, no one sleeps in this house. Everyone is miserable all the time. It is crazy. What did I do to deserve this household? I really don't know. But of course they have to wake up their parents as well. And I was hoping everyone could be really well rested for All Souls Day, which is happening in the morning. So All Souls Day arrives. Everyone of course has to continue working on their chores, because in the 14th century, the chores don't stop and we've got to take care of everything while we can. I try and work on their fun a little bit. I think once we get a little bit more money, we're going to have to buy something else that can help them with their fun, because the cards table isn't really cutting it. I don't want to like give them books and Briar, no. Oh my god, no. Not on All Souls Day. Not on our first medieval holiday. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Oh, the kids are gonna be so upset. So it looks like the death animation for the historical illnesses mod is like death by exertion. And so that's really tragic. The whole family and the parson are here. Unfortunately, they are all absolutely distraught at Briar's death. I feel very conflicted about this, because Briar has been miserable for so much of her life, and finally she will get to rest after a really hard chronic illness course. So as sad as it is, I knew she wasn't going to be having any more kids, and I knew that she was really struggling to take care of the house. We are probably going to very much feel her loss when it comes to household chores, because Adric is going to be taking on a lot of those chores himself. I think we're probably going to have him quit his job as a blacksmith soon, because there's just so much to do. I mean, the kids aren't even close to aging up as teenagers, and like, who's going to take care of the kids? Who's going to take care of the toddlers? Aureliana, you know, like, Ildabad and John are okay. Wait, are you sick, Adric? Do not get sick. So we've got one more grave to add to our All Souls Day celebration. Everyone is so upset. Daryl, our parson, was also very close with Briar, and so he is in mourning with everyone here today as well. And Adric is working on some kind of grand meal for the family. You know, he's trying his best to keep spirits up, but everyone is just so upset and sad. Everyone has the very sad moodlet situation going on, and you know what, you can't even blame them, right? Like, it's been such a hard day for this family. John kind of reacts by going through a bit of a like loud phase, and so John is constantly cursing everyone. He is very angry. I think he's sublimating all of these feelings of mournfulness and grief into anger, which is going to be a very interesting experience as he ages up into a teenager, and that anger can come out in new and more destructive ways. So I'm very curious to see how he ages. We really haven't had any energy from either parent to really focus in on their like emotional control and those kinds of things. So it's really all over the place. So we finish off All Souls Day and we've got 4 graves to mourn. We light candles for everyone. And it feels hard. No one was expecting to lose Briar on this holiday. So it's time to light the bonfire, the final piece of All Souls Day. And I let the kids have a little bit of fun with it. We let them do a little bit of a play just because their fun is also really, really low. So that is going to be where we end off today's episode. It was a lot. It really was a lot. But thank you so much for joining me for this sort of tragic episode. My God. If you liked it and you want to see more, don't forget to leave a little like and subscribe so you never miss a video. And I will see you next time. Bye.